Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I appreciate all of you for being here and supporting my channel. I have come today to share the second skill I applied to get the fluency. I am sharing with you all guys what were the things I have done to get the fluency. English has not happened to me automatically. I don't remember how did I learn my mother tongue. I think we can't remember it. But when it comes to learning English, I have heard from many people saying that it has happened to me. I didn't do anything to learn this language because they got the opportunity and environment to listen and speak in English. But when it comes to me, I started my journey at the age of 33. Before that, it was my dream only. I could not even think that one day it will also happen that I will be able to speak in English fluently like this. So I have given effort to learn this language, but I have never thought it as a burden. Because if you think doing something as a burden, you can't do it for a long period of time. But when it comes to developing a language, it's a time-consuming process. If you want to reach that position where you are a fluent speaker with a good voice modulation and correct pronunciation with articulation of thoughts, it takes some time. So, you have to have some patience. As I mentioned in that first video, that first skill we have to develop, that is, we have to create the environment of listening and watching in English. How we have learned our mother tongue? We have learned our mother tongue by getting the environment of listening, speaking. But as we don't have the environment of listening and speaking in English, we have to create the environment. That's why when you start listening and watching a lot in English, then the second skill you have to follow, that is, you have to start thinking in your mind in English. Don't learn to translate or don't try to translate in your head in your mother tongue. Then if you try to translate it in English, it's a time-consuming process and you won't be able to become fluent. It will take long time, and I can understand it may help in the beginning for those people who are completely beginners, but for long run, it doesn't help. I would prefer all the time to learn something naturally. When it comes to learning this language, I started listening a lot. Then I started thinking in my mind in English. Now you will be thinking that, okay, how did she think in her mind in English? It did not happen to me naturally. I had given effort to make the habit. As we have studied English as a subject, I believe that we at least know how to read and write some basic sentences in English. Whatever the things we do in our day-to-day life, we can think in our mind in English. If you are doing something, you can try to think those things in your mind in English. For example, if you are writing, while writing, you can think that now I am writing. After writing, I will take shower or I will take some rest. Whatever the things you are gonna do, you can think in your mind in English. If you are sitting idle, just try to contemplate in your mind since morning till that time, whatever the things you have done, just try to think in your mind in English. I know that It's a bit challenging at the beginning, but it's not rocket science. You can do it. Just you have to keep reminding your mind that I have to think in my mind in English. You won't believe that what I did. I wrote in the sticky note that think in my mind in English or think in English. I pasted those sticky notes in my bedroom on the wall, in the kitchen on the wall, at least in 4 or 5 places where I roam around the whole day. I could see those all sticky notes and it reminded me that I have to think in my mind in English. So when I started thinking in my mind in my mother tongue, I started telling myself, no, I have to think in my mind in English. So at home, I did in this way. When I went outside, while going, we see so many things around us. So you can start thinking about the weather. Today's weather is pleasant. Today's weather is sunny. It is cloudy. I can see many birds. Many people are going. I am going to school to pick my children. I am getting late. After coming from school, I am going to do this, do that. I did it. I still remember when I went to school to pick my children, I started thinking a lot about the nature in English. Yes, I got stuck. It's not like that I could make it easily, but I tried. When I went to the market, I started looking around. Whatever the things I saw, I started describing about those things in my mind in English. Lots of people are there. They are moving here and there. Some people, they are buying some clothes. Some people, they are selling. I can see some people, they are selling vegetable. In this way, I started thinking in my mind in English. I'm telling the truth. I didn't memorize anything. I'm sharing with all of you about my own experience. In this way, I did it for, I can say that couple of weeks. Then I started feeling comfortable. I started observing that I started thinking in my mind in English naturally. And at times it happened that I started switching my thinking or thought process in my mother tongue. Again, I reminded my brain that no, I have to think in my mind in English. Now, let's come to the next point. If you develop the ability to think in your mind in English, how it is going to help you? I see many people, they give some sentences in Hindi and they translate those sentences Hindi to English. But I remember I had not learned in this way. Yes, while speaking, when I spoke to someone who was better than me, I got stuck. I started asking them that I want to say this line, but I'm not able to make the sentence. So how can I make it? So I started asking at the moment. But if I memorize certain sentences in Hindi, I feel that maybe those sentences in my entire life I am not going to use it. So why should I translate those sentences? It is kind of wasting of time. Don't do it. Rather, I would suggest you try to learn the basic grammar, whatever you need to make sentences. Tenses are important, mostly the present tense, past simple and past continuous, and future simple and future continuous. If you are able to make these sentences, definitely you can make those sentences whatever we use mostly in our day-to-day life. And it is truth, you shouldn't think much about making the complex sentences or conditional sentences at the beginning. You just start from the basics. Once you see that now you are able to make the sentences in basic, then you can go to the next level. So we can't, if we want to learn how to swim, can we go directly to the sea to learn swimming? At first we have to go to pond or swimming pool where we can learn easily. Once you see that now you are able to understand the people who speak the basic English or those basic stories, you should go to the next level. Slowly and gradually, step by step, you are going to understand in intermediate level. Then your sentence structure will also develop. Don't think much. I am going to make the next video of third skill that I applied, that is the most important, that is speaking. Because without speaking, we can't be fluent. At first we have to take the input, that is listening, then think in your mind in English, then the third step, that is speaking. For that, please keep watching my videos. If you find my videos are beneficial and helpful, please don't forget to share, subscribe, like and comment, because it gives me inspiration and motivation to work hard. I believe that in this way we can grow together. I am also doing pretty hard to get next level, and whatever the things I'm applying, one by one I am going to share with all of you.